Hi friends, welcome back. I'm Rekha, and in previous session we have discussed about Java language basics that we started with variables, and now I will continue with the data types. And in previous session also I have explained you what type of IDEs available in the market and how to install. Today we'll see how to run the program in Eclipse. So let's proceed. Now coming to data type, we have two data types as I have discussed already, and data types this specify the size. This gives you there are different data types. So based on the different sizes and values that can be stored in the variable, we need to specify a data type. It can be int, long, char. So based on data types, we have two primitive data types and non-primitive data types. We have already discussed about primitive data types. Now there are eight different primitive data types are there given by Java, that is boolean, char, byte, short, int, long, float, double, and these are the default values. Like for I've already explained this, that boolean will take either false or true, whatever user wants to give, but default it will be false, and it will take 1 bit memory. Now coming to char, it takes this as the backslash u00. This is the default value, similar with the byte as 0, short, int, long. Long will have 0l, because we have to this we have already seen in the literals, that we have to assign it with l, whether capital or small, and same with float also. Float and double are for decimals, and based on this, see, long is taking 8 bytes, so we can so if we want to assign a value which is very big, then we should go for long. And if it is a same with the double also, when you want to assign a decimal and a long big number, then you can take double as the data type. So these are the data types, and out of this, these are primitives up to char, and one boolean is non-primitive, non-numeric primitive data type. And then coming to the range, what is the range, how much like what can be the number assigned. So byte is the smallest here. Byte takes 1 byte, 8 bits, nothing but 1 byte. So it takes the range from -128 to 127, and we can assign the value for byte, that is it's signed 2's complement integer. It has a minimum value of -128 and maximum value of 127, including 127. So it's useful for saving memory, where you just need very small number, like byte b equal to 4, then you can go with byte instead of going int, if it is very small range. If it is a big range, then you can go with int, long, float, double, as I have already told you this. And boolean takes either true or false, and it is 1 bit size. Now coming to typecasting in Java, this is a very important topic here in typecasting. Typecasting is nothing but conversion, where you want to convert one data type to another data type. So suppose it is byte or long or int. Now you want to convert byte to int or int to long, or vice versa. So for that, when we assign a value of one data type to another, the two types might not be compatible with each other. If the data types are compatible, then the Java will perform the conversion automatically, and that is known as automatic type conversion. So I repeat, when if the data types are compatible, then the Java will perform automatic type conversion, and that is called widening. That automatic type conversion is nothing but widening casting here. Here I have mentioned here widening. So coming to the second one, it is narrowing. Widening is nothing but placing a small ball to a bigger one, so that is easy to place it. So you can just take one example of it. And coming to narrowing means you are just pushing, you're just trying to push some big ball to a So that is very difficult. Some part will be, lost, or it will be, it is not easy. So that way, narrowing a wider or bigger primitive data type to a smaller primitive type, that is called narrowing. Narrowing is also referred as explicit conversion. Explicit means the user is doing the data type conversion. So we have to perform the type conversion. If we want to assign a value to larger data type to a smaller data type, then we perform explicit. So I repeat, if we want to assign a value of larger data type to a smaller data type, this is very important, larger to smaller. So then we can use explicit typecasting or narrowing. It is useful for incompatible data types also. So whenever it is compatible data types, Java will do it automatically. Type conversion will be done explicitly. It is not required. So for widening, example is when int value you want to assign to long variable, long data type variable, and if you are going with long data type, you want to assign an int value, that is you need type conversion, and explicit type conversion is there. This we are going to see with example, and before that, see the type conversion, how it goes. Widening means implicit, narrowing means explicit. So please remember that. So byte can be converted to short, short can be placed in int, because why, it is very easy to understand that when we go from byte to double, I have already told you that the memory, that is the storage is increasing. Big numbers you can store in double, float, long, and int, but byte and short, they are small in comparison to int. So likewise, int is small compared to long, so small thing can be placed in big. So this example you can always remember, so that it will be easy for you to understand, okay, do I have to typecast it, or the or program will itself complete the typecasting. So that is, byte can be stored in short, because byte takes small memory, and small range is there, and it can be easily stored in bigger one. Likewise for int, for long, for this. So the arrow goes from byte to double, you remember this. And when you go reverse, that means from bigger double to float, float is small in comparison to double, then it is difficult to push the value. So some part of the I should say the fractional part will be lost when you place double to int or long. We will see that in program. We will run some two programs today. These two programs I'm going to show you on Eclipse today. Let's proceed with the example. So here I've already written the example. You can just, one second. Yeah. So class, there is a name, class name, public static void main. I hope you remember, this is the main method where I have declared I value as and assigned as 100. I have declared I as int data type, L as long, F as float, and here I am assigning. See, this is assigning. When I assign I to L, means the value what L holds is I, and I is means it is referring to I, and I is holding a value 100. So both will have 100 value. That means I want to assign 100 to L and 100 to F. Let's see what happens now, because int I is int data type, so this is small now compared to long. So it can easily get stored in long, and long will be stored in float. So you can easily make out here. So this is called automatic type conversion, and we'll see what is the. So let's copy this, and first we'll open the Eclipse. So this is the Eclipse icon, and this is the workspace. It will show you when we install the Eclipse first time, it will give you one path where you want to store, where you want to have your workbench. So this is the workbench. It will open like this, and then when you are creating your first time project here, you have to go with file, new, Java project, and you can click, because see there are so many here other things. but we so like this Java project will be created here the way I have created demo app, demo Java. So in this I have already saved a program here, copied it here, and now I'll show you how to code a program here. First you have to right click, it will show you new, and it will give you other than Java project, class, package, what you want to create, a folder, file, or in other option we'll see later, but here for timing we'll see with class. And here it will give you what name you want to mention. So I have already given here, that is auto typecast, so I'll mention the same name here. It should be same actually, the class program name what you want to give, auto typecast. And as I told you that it should be, it's case sensitive. And one more thing, you can always click this checkbox, because here it is public static void main, so no need to again code that everything, it will come by default here if you just click on this. But I have already written there, so I'm just clicking finish here. So it will give you this is the package name which I already come with this. So public class auto typecast, and in this I'm going to save the program here, paste it, and yeah, so this is the program here. And see, it will, yes, it is very easy to code and very comfortable, I should say, when you use Eclipse IDE, because see, it will show you the error, this red color, this says the syntax error. So before compiling, it will be keep compiling also, the program will be compiled, and you have to just execute it, run. You will know while typing the program that what is the error you are, if there is some typing error. See here, class is capital C here, I have mentioned here C capital, so that was error. It should be small. See, it has gone now. So this makes programmer work easy to handle these compile time errors. So it will be easy for a programmer. Now let me explain you this program. So yeah, this I have already explained you, so we'll just run the program. First we will save it, and now for running the program you have to click on this, see this one here, and you have to select this class and you have to click on this, and you will see here 100, and this is the output window here. You will see it is just like console, how you have worked in command prompt, like that it will show you the program output here. So it is 100 for I, for this I, because it is int type, so it is showing you I, that is 100. But see, we have stored I value, that is 100, to float f, because the f data type is float, so it will take as decimal. So you are storing 100, but it will give the data type, because it is a float decimal type, so it will give the 100 and the dot 0, that is decimal value will be appended with the 100. So this is how it will work. So this is automatic type conversion, so it is taking the value and giving it like a float. So this is one. And now coming to demo typecast, this is another program to show you how we have to explicitly convert it. I have mentioned here this as int. One second, let me arrange this. Yeah, now this is the class name, this is main method. Coming to int data type, the variable, this is a is the variable here, a is variable and 10 is assigned to it, this is the value here. And the int is the data type, what value you can give to a variable. So I can always give, as I already told you, that int means I have to give number, and we know now the range and all those things, so it will be easy for you now to understand. Coming to float, because it is decimal type and you have to write f capital or small like this, so this is how you have to assign b value to the float, which is a float type, and d is double type, so it will take again this decimal value. Now we want to assign d in a, that means a is int data type, and we want to assign double value to int. So this is typecast. Now which typecast? Is it implicit or explicit? It is explicit. Implicit means when you want to store int data type to double data type. Then say I've mentioned here, this is implicit, and this is the comment part which I have explained in my previous session. This is the comment part, and you can see the color is green, and it will not be taken by the compiler. This is just for our purpose. This is just to show you. See, if I remove one, it will become the part of the program, and if I again, now it is commented. This is commented part. So this is just to tell you that this line shows explicit type conversion. Explicit means we have to do the typecasting, and this is the way to typecast. D is what? Double. I want to typecast to int, so I have to put the bracket and I have to mention int, because A is int data type, so I have to use same data type, to typecast double to int. I want to say that D is double, but I want to take only int value. And what is the int value? Let's see. Let's run the program. One second, because I have done some changes. So this star indicates that there is some change, and you have to save it first, and then you have to select the program here and then go for run demo typecast. And yes, see the result here is the output. Result is 42. When I want to add A to B, see why I have typecasted it. This is because A value is int and B is double. So this is ambiguity situation where you want int to be where the sum is the result is int. You want int type. So for int type, I have to typecast the double value to int. So all should be int, so that the result is also int. And see, we got 42. However, it is actual value is 30.23. It should have been 40.23, but it is now 42. Am I correct? A and okay, it is B here. Sorry. So it should be 22.34, but it is coming. Yes, it is coming 30.23. This is the sum, and this is D value here. Sum is A plus B. A is 10, B is 12. Because I have done 2 times. Okay, this is the reason here. I have modified the D. Now A value is not 10. So A value I have changed it to 30. Though it is 30.23, now the value is 30. Okay, let me show you. Let me just add A also, so that we will know what is the value. And before that, let me give one space here. A value, A is equal to, okay, now let's see. Now let's run the program. Yes, see, A is equal to 30. Because we have converted again, we have taken the double value. Now it is not 10, it is 30. Now because A is a variable, so we can change it. So we have changed here explicitly, and we are taking the value. That is the reason the sum is 42. By looking at the program, we'll see, A is 10, so B is 12, means it should be 22, around 22.34. But because we have added, we have changed the A value. Now it is referring to D, and D is holding this value. So it is now typecasted here as well as here 2 times. See, A is typecasted, B is typecasted. So because B is holding float value, D is holding double value, so we have changed it to int. Like that you can modify. Suppose you want to change from double to float, so you have to again put here float value. So double will be converted to float. We have to mention here float. So I hope you understand now that you got it now, what is typecasting and how to run the program. So please go through, and you can also run the programs, start using Eclipse, do some modification, and try yourself with other data types, and you will see the result. So hopefully you got it what I am explaining here. And in the next session we will see about the operators. So we'll go with the next language, that is operators basics, language basics. And till then, thank you, and I hope you understood my teaching. If anything to be changed,